Jordan Phillips, and Shaq Lawson. Those guys are back. They're back. Oh my God. Do you remember? I mean, I'm trying to remember when they left, like 2-3 years ago. 2 years ago? Sounds about right. 2 years ago. Do you remember where we knew that we were going to lose one or the other? And I had a feeling going into that offseason that we were probably going to lose Jordan Phillips, if anything, because his sack numbers almost look inflated, if that makes any sense. And what I mean by that is, if you watched the film or listened to other content creators who are way more inept in this area than I am, because I just watch film and I'm like, oh, okay, sure, I guess I see what happens here. But no, what they were suggesting is that the way that Jordan Phillips would get his sack numbers is a high risk, high reward. He basically would shoot the gap left or right, and if he chose right, well, if he chose the right direction, it would lead to some really good sack production or pressure rates or something like that. And if not, it would leave this gaping hole open for a running back, let's say. And we know that the Bills' running defense wasn't that great 2 years ago. And it's gotten better, but not that great. We know Jordan Phillips ends up leaving in that offseason to sign a 3-year, $30 million contract with the Arizona Cardinals. And I was like, yeah, the Bills weren't going to pay you that. And we knew it. Brandon Beane even said going to that offseason, like, yeah, Jordan Phillips has definitely earned the right to test free agency. But when it came to Shaq Lawson, I think that the Bills wanted to keep him. But he ends up getting a $10 million annual average value contract from the Miami Dolphins. The Bills couldn't match that either. So, we lost both of our guys. And it's sad because we wanted those guys back almost as our first stringers. But now they're back on cheaper deals 2 years later. And these guys are still young, realistically. They're not like aging. They're not Tom Brady old. Like, it's fine. And we've seen players who are up there in age still perform at a really high level. Von Miller. Sorry. Just had to put that out there. But you're talking about 2 years removed. We were feeling pretty good. The Bills front office and coaching staff liked these two players as their first stringers. You're bringing them back to basically compete to be your second or third stringers. That is crazy deep. That's crazy deep. Like, oh my God, if you think about this, you're having a competition between all those guys, and then you just toss in Jordan Phillips and Shaq Lawson. The cream is going to rise to the top. And I believe Akeem said this on one of his podcasts, and I couldn't agree more. Pressure makes diamonds. There's a lot of pressure and competition now in that defensive line room. Does everyone stay? I'm not so sure. I don't know. Who knows? If they do, that's great. But if there's this level of competition and battle to get into, like, hey, like, who knows, man? Who's going to rise to the top? Maybe we ship some people out on the Brandon Beane special where, we trade away a player that's not going to make our team for next to nothing so we can get some picks. Hey, if they're not going to make the team, you might as well get something for them. Moving on to the last free agent signing here, or I guess move, because they weren't a free agent signing. And I might have missed some other guys like Markel Lee, but he was already on the team like last year. If I'm not mistaken, like he was a special teams guy. I don't know. I might be wrong. But the Bills traded their 7th round pick in this upcoming draft, so damn we're near the end of the draft, for quarterback Case Keenum of the Browns. And then when he came here, Case Keenum agreed to restructure his deal, so now he's making $3.5 million this year as a cap hit. And if you're thinking, like, that's kind of a lot of money, no, it's not. $3.5 million for one of the best backups in the league, that's not bad at all. And Case Keenum has proven that he's a really good backup and can win when he's given the keys to an offense. We all know what he did in Minnesota, the Minneapolis Miracle with Diggs. Come on, man. He's got some continuity with our guy 14. So Case Keenum, he's back, and only $3.5 million. Mitchell Trubisky last year played for $2.5 million. We're talking about $1 million more to get a proven backup. And I mean, $1 million to me, that's a lot of money. That's changing everything. But for those guys, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just $1 million. No biggie. Which is crazy. They talk about $1 million like it's a $10 bill out here for me. I'm like, geez, man, that $10, why not, man? I don't know. In any event, this first wave of free agency is crazy, and I read somewhere on social media that the Bills right now have the most expensive roster in the NFL. That's kind of crazy. Whether you want to determine that's good or bad crazy, that's up to you. If you have an opinion, feel free to reach out. I'm very interested to hear what you got to say. I don't know what the Bills will do, if anything, in this next wave of free agency, because this is where a lot of value deals kind of come in, right? So maybe we see some more trades. Maybe we see the Bills sign some more players to add to depth. At this moment, I think the Bills' biggest needs right now is cornerback. Cornerback and offensive line. Those are my two biggest areas of needs. And that's not bad going into the draft.